Right, so I've got two different setups and two different guns today. So we've got a conventional gravity-fed gun, and then we've got a suction-style gun, which is much easier. I can put more paint in there, and I haven't got to worry about paint falling out of the gravity cup. We want everything methodical, everything's got to be perfect, the same as we've done last time and last time and last time. If everything's the same, we're going to get the consistency of the paint the same, the gun setup the same, the air pressure's the same. We should get a perfect finish again. I'm looking forward to spraying it, to be honest. It's the fun part of the job. We've done all the protection side, so we've got all our protection coats on. We've put our finishing primer on, we've sanded that back with a 400 grit, so it's nice and smooth, nice and shiny. And then we've wiped the boat down with water, then we've wiped it down with solvent using the two-cloth method. Because a lot of people sometimes wipe on the solvent, but they don't wipe it off. And you're looking for any imperfections, or if anything looks funny, if there could be some silicone on there or any contaminants. This is to get rid of it just before you spray. So I say everybody thinks that the finish comes from just being good with a spray gun. The finish comes from the preparation. We've got plenty of primer on there to give us our depth of shine. We've got a nice smooth finish on our finishing primer. There's no reason why that shouldn't come out like glass. The only thing we can't control, we've tried our best by wetting the floors, damping down. You know, we do get sometimes a little bit of dust. The nice thing about the product we're using, because it is an acrylic urethane, so if there is some fine dust in there, we can wet flat and polish that back out. Now we're going to put the viscosity cup into the paint and literally see how long it takes to come out the hole. This is likely to be a bit thick, but I'm just going to do it to show you. I probably know roughly where I need to be with the finish just by experience, but you don't know. The paint could be slightly thicker because of the cold. It could have been sat out in the cold. So that was about 18 seconds, which is what I'd expect. So we've got to find, we need to add more thinners in to make it down to the 15 seconds. So we're just thinning the paint down, making it the viscosity less, so it flows through nice and easy. Okay, so I've took the spray gun top off the pressure pot. I've given this a good clean, the DeVilbiss KB2. And then you can put the paint straight into the tub, but again, because it's top coats and that, we want to get as good a finish. We want to keep the dust down, so there's just no expense spared. So we use these little cup liners. So that's virtually like a sealed bag. So we open that so we know it's all clean. That goes into the pot. Also helps cleaning the pot later on. You can get a leak from there, and again, that's going to alter your pressure. You don't want the pressures altering, we don't want the paint altering. If everything else is perfect, the only thing that can go wrong is the application. So, you know, it is one of those jobs. It's a very rewarding job. It's a nice sense of feeling that you've created a boat and then you've got the final finish and it looks really nice and shiny. So yeah, once you've got your paint in there, in your bag, we pop this little plastic cover on. Push that down and fold your bag inside, and you have a retaining ring to clip in there, so it keeps everything nice and clean, nice and tight. And then you've got your hole for your suction tube to go into. Yeah, so we've got to make sure there's no thinners still in the lines or in the suction tube, because again, if we got some thinners in there, that's going to go into the paint. Again, it's going to alter that thickness of paint. Make sure that's pretty dry, and then you put the lid on, and that screws on tight. So that's all shut. Our spray gun's set up, our paint's mixed. Now we've got to set the gun up, make sure it's got a nice fan pattern, make sure the air cap's okay. I choose the DeVilbiss sea spray gun. Like I say, it was designed especially for the marine industry. Gets a lot of paint on the job. You do get quite a bit of overspray, but you know, to get that finish, it's worth it. You will use a little bit more paint, but I just think it's a lovely gun. It sits nice in the hand. I've tried quite a few different types, but I always come back to the De Vilbiss range. So we spray that onto the pad. And to be fair, that's not a million miles off. So I'm gonna make a mess of it just to show you how it can be. This one alters our fan pattern. This one alters how much paint actually goes through the gun. And these two, because I've put a pressure regulator on this gun, actually regulates. So we leave this one wide open, so that's literally is letting as much air through, and then we just use this one to regulate the airflow. That's with no fan pattern at all. So if we spray that, that's just going to run because you've got too much paint all in one area. You can see already it's starting to sag and run, so that's no good to us. What we're looking for ideally is virtually a rugby ball shape. We're going to alter that fan pattern first, so that we're going to take it from the ball more to the shape we're looking for. Yeah, that's not bad. It does look like there's a lot of paint there. You can see actually it's just starting to run down the centre. So that tells me there's a lot of paint in there. You can see from the colour of it. It looks good, and I've made that mistake early on. You think, oh, that looks really nice. That's a nice shape to it. You jump up on the boat, you start spraying, and then 5 minutes later you look back and there's runs. But yeah, from experience, I'm going to turn the paint down. Then it will alter quite a few things, so we may have to change again some of the other dials, but let's have a look. So yeah, so I've took the paint right down, and now you're not going to get any runs, but you're certainly not going to get a lot of paint on the job neither. So we've got to try and find a happy medium between the two. So just like a nicer shape to it. It's about the right size for me, but it just like a bit more. It's quite light around the edges, because what you've got to remember, we're going to have overlap, so you do want it on the edges to be light. That's where you stop the run. So when you've sprayed there, that's where your bulk of your paint is. So your next overlap has to be there. So then you fill that in with paint. We're not using the battery air-fed mash today. We've got one that's linked up to coalescent filters from the compressor. There's a dryer on the compressor as well. Like I say, we've got a separate tank with coalescent filters, and then there's filters in here as well. So I know what I'm breathing in is fine. And also we've got eye protection there as well. So we're well protected. So let's see what we can do. Right, so we've just sprayed the first coat only onto the rear seat, and already you can see the gloss level is really good. You've got no shades, there's no orange peel. We've got a lot of paint on there already. So like I say, that needs about 40 minutes really to tack off before we can put another coat on it. And you can see, even with one coat of paint, the depth of the shine, which is literally down to all those primers we've put on. It's lovely just to do it like this actually, because you know what the rest of the boat should turn out like. So, you know, like I said, I've got quite a bit of time now, so the next hour is literally going to be spraying non-stop to get the first coat all over. I hope you've enjoyed it, and let's crack on with some spraying.